KILR. KILR game.
We are currently over the Java Sea. And let's just take a look here. See how far away we are to our next waypoint. Let's see. Need to switch that there. So that way I can click on this, so that way you can see it. So we are 210 nautical miles from Siput. Then we got Lasem. So let me show you that on Navigraph. I tried the best that I could to pick the same or close waypoints on Navigraph as is in Flight Simulator 9. Well, yeah. FS9 Flight Simulator 2004. Okay, so what did we say? Siput. There it is. So this is where we're heading to here. That's our next waypoint right here. So we're in this area. We're right in this area. We're flying over the Java Sea. We might... No, we're past that. So yeah, we're in this area. Drag that off there. We seem to be doing good for fuel. We still have 20 pounds left in our center tank and 40 pounds each on the left and right. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Matter of fact, I think we'll be landing a lot heavier than we should be. But you know,
KLM 808 level 340.
fuel calculations and stuff, not always my forte.
Kilo Delta.
We've got a second movie going on for our passengers. Let's do something else for our passengers, just because we're a cool flight, and you know, I want to get them. Oh my, they don't have any more sandwiches aboard. Oh, interesting. Okay.
We are starting to serve hot food. Could you please extend your tray table and lift your seats to the upright position?
We're going to bribe everyone with food and drinks and, you know, free entertainment. So that way, you know, when we land, if it happens to be a little bumpy, they won't be too upset. You never know with my flying.
Air France 111.
A little bit of an island over there.
Air France 111, control, good morning. Radar contact, report Robla.
Report Robla, Air France 111.
anything out that way. Now you all might be wondering, what in the world, why do we have this dark blue sea here, and then light blue sea out here, and why is it in this weird angle and stuff? That's just the limitations of FS9. It's rendering out a certain distance, and so the details only go out a certain distance, and then it's just kind of like basic. So here, if I show you a top-down view, you will know what it is I am talking about. So this is what I'm talking about. So you can see here, there's the details. So like I said, this is a limitation of FS9. This is why we're seeing this. There's really nothing we can do to get around that. Not that I know of, anyway.
Turn left heading 315
Hey there, Shot.
on navigation. Turn left heading 315.
Good to see you.
Proceed on course.
I always think so, you know, free food, always a good trade. It's basically a distraction is what it is. Now, are we on fire and headed towards the ground? No. Just enjoy your food over there. You're good. That's just a cook. He's what is that thing when the cooks toss a mash into a thing of food and it goes up? I don't know. It's one of those things. Oh man. Oh yeah, that's right. There was one time I tried is the key word, to make a baked Alaska. That sounds like that might be like a fish or something. It's not. It's actually a dessert which has this block of ice cream. I think it's supposed to be Napoleon. I don't know. The one with the 3 flavors. Or maybe I just did that. I don't know. But it's a block of ice cream, and you have to cover it with meringue. And then you put it into the oven to brown the... it's supposed to seal. It's supposed to seal it, and then you just put it in the oven for like 5 minutes to, you know, brown the meringue. You can guess what happened. Needless to say, the meringue was not quite sealing the block of ice cream. Yeah. That was an interesting attempt. Tasted good, but it looked like it was in serious trouble. Mr. Newbie. Yeah, you might be surprised that I do other things too, such as all the way back to Flight Simulator 1. Yes, I do. I've done that here on Twitch, and there's a lot of stuff that I've done here on Twitch, and I converted them into episodes for my YouTube channel, KILR TV. So I've got stuff going all the way back to Flight Simulator 1, and I include add-ons, custom content. I really try to boost these old simulators up as much as I can, because you know what, anyone can go get an old simulator and do a default flight from one place to another, but I don't think you're going to find too many people out there that are doing videos or streams that are collecting, you know, old add-ons and custom content and doing flights with that. So basically what I'm doing is I've been going back to these old simulators and jazzing them up in ways that I didn't do originally. So it gives me a chance to it gives me a chance to go back to an old simulator and do a lot more with it than what I did originally. So kind of like reliving memories, but also making new memories at the same time. And also other cases, going back and playing simulators that I hadn't played originally. Flight Simulator 1, 2, 3, and 4 are examples of that. I didn't play those originally. My first flight simulator was on the Commodore 64, which I've done streams on, and I also have a series on YouTube. And I went from the Commodore 64, that was the Sublogic flight simulator. I went from that to the Commodore Amiga. Also got streams and videos that I did on that. And then from the Commodore Amiga, that was around the time, right around the 90s, I would say, what, around 93, I guess? Whenever Flight Simulator 5 came out, the PC was beginning to catch up with the graphics and sound capabilities that the Amiga was doing at the time. I think around the 90s, and I think Shot could probably clarify more because I know he's an Amiga enthusiast. Right around that time, Commodore was having some problems. I think that's when, right around when the bankruptcy started happening with Commodore, they were not very good at marketing the Amiga, unfortunately. So it kind of stagnated where the PC started to catch up and surpass. And I loved Flight Simulator, and when Flight Simulator 5 came out, I was like, wow, look at that. And I was like looking at the graphics and everything. And I was big into the Amiga. I loved the Amiga. And they had emulators at the time. There was one emulator called Implant, and another one called Shapeshifter, which allowed you to emulate a Macintosh, which worked pretty decently because the Amiga was a Motorola processor and the Mac was a Motorola processor at the time. But also the one, his name is Jim Drew, he was the one behind the Implant board. He also made a PC emulator. And I got that, and I'm like, oh, maybe this will work well. Maybe I'll be able to play Flight Simulator 5 on my Amiga. And I installed Windows, I think I did Windows 95 or 3.1, I can't remember. But I tried to play Flight Simulator 5 on my Amiga, and it was a slideshow. It looked nice, but it was a slideshow, and I'm like, oh no, I want to play this. So it was around that time that I bought my first PC, which was a Packard Bell Pentium 90. And that was the last time I ever bought a PC, because I wasn't able to upgrade it, update it, or anything with it. And so after the Packard Bell that I bought, that's when I started building my own computers, and I was able to play Flight Simulator 5, and I was all happy and stuff. I kept my Amiga. I still have all of my Amigas, as a matter of fact. I kept my Amiga, and I wasn't doing too much gaming on it after that, maybe with a few exceptions. But I kept my Amiga mainly for video editing. I had the Video Toaster and the Video Flyer from NewTek. So I was doing a lot of that stuff on the Amiga. Yeah, Shot, you're probably right. Get that old Apple II original going. The Commodore Amiga. The Commodore Amiga was the successor to the Commodore 64 and the Commodore 128. Yeah, Commodore 64 was so popular you could go into a Kmart and buy it. You know, you could go to your local grocery store and pick up a Commodore 64. That's how popular they were back in the day. And the 128, 128 was supposed to have more memory or something, and the only thing I remember about the Commodore 128 was that a lot of people just went to Commodore 64 mode to play games. That was the most that I remember about the 128. It's like, oh, great. How do we get to Commodore 64 mode? You know, that's what I remember about it. But yeah, the Commodore Amiga was way ahead of its time. It could do multitasking before the PC could,
343, turn right,
and the Mac could.
075,
And this was real multitasking. This was not,
230.
oh, I forget. What is there? There's like passive multi... It's like the PC does something called passive multitasking, where it's like something runs in the background, but not the same when you switch back and forth. It's really hard to explain. It's just the Amiga could do it, and it was doing it on... Oh, let's see. The Amiga 500, I think, was 512K RAM. Wasn't even 1 megabyte. And I think the Amiga 1000, that was 256K RAM, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shot. I mean, we're talking like little RAM. I mean, very little RAM. And this machine could multitask and run things more than once. One of the popular things that showcased off the Amiga is you would have the desktop, which was called the workbench, and something could be running behind it. And so one of the big things is they had this animation of a red and white checkered ball that was just bouncing back and forth, and they could take a window and drag it up and drag it down. So they were actually showing, hey, look, this is what you can do. And so the Amiga grew it became known in the video industry because it was able to time itself well with video, stuff like that. So Amigas were used a lot in video studios for like titling. It had been used as a switcher. That's what the video toaster was. It was a board. You put it into the Amiga, and then you could plug in like cameras, signals into the back, and then you'd be able to switch like camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, and there would be wipes to show between them. So all kinds of cool stuff. And nice to have you as part of the KILR community. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, a year before you were born. Yeah, I think like my 500 was 512. But yeah, I do remember updating that to 1 meg. If I remember, it was the sidecar, and I think I still have it. The thing that plugs into the side of the to the Amiga. Lots of great games came out for the Amiga. I mean, lots of classics like Defender of the Crown, Wings. A lot of the Cinemaware games made its start on the Amiga. One of the other companies I used to play a lot of games from was Psygnosis. They had Lemmings. Lemmings was the first place it showed up on the Amiga, and there was a bunch of other ones. And man, they really showcased what the Amiga could really do. And the PC just wasn't anywhere close to it at the time. And the Mac was black and white, I think, at the time. But after a bit, the PC caught up with the technology, started to catch up, where the graphics cards and the sound cards just got better and better and better, and then it just, yeah. Kind of a sad story, but for collectors, enthusiasts out there, there's a special place in our hearts for that good old Amiga. Amazing computer, but don't worry, my wife didn't even know what an Amiga was, because I had talked about the Amiga. She said, "What's that? I've never heard that." I said, "This is the Amiga." Yeah, and Shot, you're correct about that. Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 3 and 4 were based off of the Amiga Flight Simulator 2, which technically should have been Flight Simulator 3. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do.
World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy, have the Airbus A340 in sight.
I really don't have an Airbus in sight, but we'll just tell them that we do. But I think around that time, a lot of the people from SubLogic were starting to work with Microsoft anyway.
100, climb and maintain 12000. 4902.
But yeah, Flight Simulators 3 and 4 are based off of the Amiga version. And
turn right, heading 100, climb and maintain.
I always thought the Amiga version, more could be done with it. And then when I went back and actually started messing around and actually doing flights with Flight Simulator 3 and 4, I began to see what could have been on the Amiga. Because Flight Simulator 4, that was the first one where you could have custom content, and a lot of the third-party software started coming out for it. So you begin to really see the capabilities that could have been done on the Amiga, and unfortunately were not. But speaking of favorites, Flight Simulator 98 is one of my favorites. And I have a ton of stuff for Flight Simulator 98. I've got things that add ATC, Pro Flight 98. I had that back in the day, and I still have it. But I have a whole bunch of stuff now that I've added to it that brings in air traffic. Not live ATC, but like ATC chatter. And I've got a add-on called Mad Dog, which has the McDonnell Douglas, I think MD-11, MD-90, but it also has this pushback feature which you can use on any vehicle or any aircraft, and there'll be like this little vehicle that shows up, and it's not three-dimensional; it's just like cardboard cutout, but you know, and a little person, and it pushes your aircraft back. So just neat little things. And I've got videos and stuff like that all on my channel. So if you want to see some classic flight sim stuff, I have loads of it on the channel. And I have everything that goes up to Flight Simulator 2020 as well. So it's not just all classic stuff. I do have the later stuff on there. X-Plane is also another one. I've got stuff going from X-Plane 5 to X-Plane 11. I also got Prepared, P3D, version 4.5, and as well as 5.1. I haven't updated it yet. And then I got some other flight simulators that were kind of off the beaten track, such as ProPilot and Fly, which was from Terminal Reality. I also have Flight Unlimited 3. I don't have 1 and 2 yet. I haven't done any videos on Flight Unlimited, although I've been asked about it. And there's another simulator that I have that I haven't done anything with yet either, and that is ATP by Sublogic. YouTube, that is correct. There should be a link to the YouTube channel on the main page of my Twitch page here. Also, if you just do a search for KILR TV, which is KILR TV, one word, you should be able to pull it up. Oh, and yeah, what we're flying here, by the way, is, like I said, I get add-ons and custom content and stuff. This is the Level D 767 300 ER is what this is. We'll kind of do a external view so that way you can see. I am seeing more land out there. So yeah, Flight Simulator, Sublogic Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64 was my very first flight sim, so it has a special meaning there. And then the one for the Amiga, well, that was my first computer that I bought. The 64 was a family computer, but the Commodore Amiga 500 was my very first computer that I bought with my own money. And so Flight Simulator 2 has a special place in my heart there because of the Amiga. Flight Simulator 5 was my first one on the PC. Flight Simulator 98 was just way better than Flight Simulator 5. Lots more airports. I really fell in love with that because of the ProFlight 98 and having air traffic control, you know, guide me, which that was in the form of an adventure, which you could do that all the way back to Flight Simulator 4, but and then I got Flight Simulator 2000 and I wasn't overly impressed. I threw it. I flew it like 3 times and just went back to Flight Simulator 98. And then I got married the first time.
843, turn right, heading 085, proceed on course.
And so I didn't do anything with 2000 or 2002, but when Flight Sim FS9 showed up, I got that. Also around 2000 is when I started playing The Sims, the very first one. But yeah, when FS9 first came out, I'm like, wow. And when I started flying, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like everything that I was hoping for in a flight simulator. Like everything I dreamed about back on the Commodore 64, it's like FS9 had it right out of the box. And so that was like a big moment for me. I probably did throw it out of a real plane. Okay, Lasem is our next waypoint. Let's kind of show you where we're at. Let's see. Okay, so here's Lasem right here on Navigraph. So this is where we're approaching right here. So the land that we're seeing off to the left is this right here. So you can see we're on our way to our final destination. So this is where we're starting to come up to right here. And then we'll be reaching Semarang. The Inivore. Semarang. And I'll look up some information. I'll look up some information on Semarang here. It would help if I'd like turn that off so that way you can see it, everything. Yeah, so another thing that I've been doing is as we're flying over cities and stuff, I will look up information about that city, kind of like we're doing a tour or something, and talk about it. So that way, you know, the flight is just more than just flying and looking out the window. You get to actually learn a little bit about some of the places that we're flying over. Makes it a little bit more interactive, I think.
363, climb and maintain flight level 280. Climb and maintain flight level 280, 363.
I don't know if I want to... Semarang to Jakarta. Well, we're not quite doing that. And how far are we from Semarang? We're about 100 miles from it. See, we're reaching the coastline too. Semarang is the capital and largest city of Central Java province in Indonesia. It was a major port during the Dutch colonial era and is still an important regional center and port today. Got some nice looking pictures here too. I'll show pictures of the real place as well. The city has been named as the cleanest tourist destination in Southeast Asia. So if you want to go to a very nice place in Southeast Asia, you want to go to Semarang. Semarang. SEMA, rang the bell. Let's see, population is about 1.8 million people. What else do we got about this?
Airbus Cargo Factory, contact control 132.5.
Climate, they have a tropical rainforest climate that borders on a tropical monsoon climate. The Ahmad Yani International Airport is there in Semarang. As far as landmarks and places of interest, there is the Great Mosque of Central Java, the Blenduk Church. It's the oldest church in central Java. And then there's the Sampu Kong, which is the oldest Chinese temple in the city. Here is a picture of the Great Mosque of Semarang. I think that's right. Yeah, so here is that right there. Get a closer look at that. This is the Blenduk Church of Semarang, right there. I would show it on the computer screen, but whenever I click out of FS9, you lose the sound. But I'm able to do it on like Flight Simulator 2020 and also P3D, X-Plane I can do it on. But these old ones I can't. Unless I'm running them in an emulator, then I could. Cuisine, food. That's always important, right? It's widely known for its bandeng pesto, which is pressure-cooked milkfish. Lumpia. Not quite sure what that is, but it looks like this. A couple of green onions on there. Looks delicious. Lumpia are various types of spring rolls, commonly found in Indonesia and the Philippines. They are made of thin paper-like or crepe-like pastry skins called lumpia wrapper, enveloping savory or sweet fillings. It is often served as an appetizer or snack and might be served deep-fried or fresh. Unfried. That's what they say. Wingko is another thing that they have. It's also called Wingko Babit. Wiwingka or Bibika. It's a traditional Indonesian pancake-like snack made from coconuts. Well, that sounds interesting. There it is there. Pancakes made from coconuts. It's made from sticky rice and coconut. I must be allergic to Wikipedia. Festivals. The Dugduran is an annual festival in Semarang, desecrated to welcome the... Desecrated? Is that the right word? I don't know. To welcome the Ramadan month. Okay. Oh my goodness. Must be morning allergies or something.
691, climb and maintain flight level 320.
The
word Doug describes the sound of bedug. The word dar describes the sound of fireworks. So that's where Doug Duran comes from, I guess. The icon of the festival is a special puppet dragon-like animal called the Warwick Nation dog. You know I'm butchering all these words because I can't pronounce them. Notable people from Semarang. I don't know any of these. I don't know any of these people. see if I can pull up some images here of Semarang. The Ustad Semarang.
King Air, X-ray, uniform, Victor. Turn right heading 095.
Kind of cool looking. That's what it looks like.
Descend and maintain 15,000.
If it doesn't, you know, key out.
095, proceed on course. Descend and maintain 15,000. King Air, X-ray, uniform, Victor.
The Sekindo. Oh, never mind. That's a website. Not really seeing too much other than the pictures that I showed. This one's kind of cool, right there. Ah, there it goes. How far do we have here? 35 miles from Semarang. As a matter of fact, that's it right up there.
Radar contact approach 1248.
That's Semarang right there. RJP, hey, good to see you there. And so, yeah, you know, everything that you're seeing here, this is not default FS9. All these textures were replaced with an add-on called FScene 4X. And I actually have, that's for like, you could use that on FS9 as well as FSX. But I also have a 3-part series of the original FScene, which can be used on Flight Simulator 2002. And then I also have some add-ons that change the sea color to make it more bluer, more realistic. Texture replacements for the clouds. I have a program called FS Global Real Weather, so that way it's injecting real weather into the sim.
120.933. Qantas 7648 Heavy, you're 400 above your assigned altitude.
So, Semarang, Indonesia, right up here.
Maintain flight level 320. Turn left heading 305. Resume on navigation. Descend and maintain.
Various farmland over there.
Qantas 7648 Heavy.
And what looks like another city down there. So, Mr. Newbie, you're in for a real treat when it comes to my landings in an airliner. I have this reputation of not having the greatest of landings. Hey, look! Plane spotting!
World travel, Oscar Hotel Diner 24 Heavy. Traffic is 12 o'clock. 4 miles at flight level 329er. Boeing 737. Report them in sight.
That must be them.
304. Traffic is 9 o'clock. 1 mile at flight level 359er. Boeing 767. Report them in sight. Indonesia 304. Captain Boeing 767 in sight.
They're talking about us.
World travel, Oscar Hotel Diner 24 Heavy at the traffic.
Gotta love that.
World Travel, Oscar Hotel Diner 24 Heavy. Contact Jakarta Center on 120.9er.
Jakarta Center, okay.
120.9er for World Travel, Oscar Hotel Diner 24 Heavy. Jakarta Center, World Travel, Oscar Hotel Diner 24 Heavy. With you, flight level 360. World Travel, Oscar Hotel Diner 24 Heavy. Jakarta Center, Roger.
So you might be wondering, why in the world are they calling us World Travel instead of Garuda? That's because I'm running a program called FSPassengers. We've given them some food recently. I wonder if I can get some. I wonder if I've got enough time to get some drinks out. We need to get them liquored up before we land. What do we got? About 200 miles? That might be enough time. Alright, so... yeah, let me switch this on so you can see it. I have to switch, this stupid mouse. Go to FSPassengers here. So, the reason... here, let's get the service going. So we're going to do serve drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now serving drinks.
Because we're going to look you up. So FSPassengers, since I've got that running, I have just a basic company that I set up here, and it's called World Travel, and so it's calling us World Travel. Unfortunately, I tried to create something that said Garuda or Garuda Indonesia, and it wouldn't say it that way. So yeah, that's the reason why it's saying World Travel. Let's get a report. What do they think about us so far? At least before we, attempt landing here. In-flight report. How we go? How are we doing? Exceptional flight at present. They're enjoying a movie. 1 minute to go. They're satisfied because they had a drink. They're satisfied because they had some food. Hostess advice. Crew is serving drinks. Okay. Well, hopefully everyone will get their liquor. Because they're going to need it. For a moment, I thought you said, pick a flight with me later. I'm like, hey, they might be happy and they might pick a flight with me later. Where would you like to fly to today? Something that I do need to... So where we're going is an airport that was actually closed back in 1985. I was trying to find a place to fly to, and I came across, like I said, I like to use custom content if I can. The airport we left a couple of days ago, I used custom content. It was Jackson's Airport in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. And where we're going is in Jakarta, and it's an airport. The scenery is like based off of the airport from 1962 or something. But when I was looking at the screenshots of it, I thought it was kind of cool looking, so I decided to go with that. The challenge, the flight management computer doesn't have that airport in there, so I had to come up with something close. However, the ATC recognizes it because it's added scenery. The FMC doesn't see it because, well, it didn't know about it, when It was programmed here into the 767.
Radar contact report Odessa.
What I need to do here is pull up some information about that airport to see if it's got all. I was hoping that it had information about VORs or anything like that. It doesn't look like it does. I'm going through my flight sim folders here just to see. It'd be nice if we can actually have a ILS that we can actually use, but we may not be that lucky. Let's see. Nope. We're going to have a fun manual flight in.
Level 360 and National Report Kilo Delta Air China A39er.
So the ATC chatter, that's also coming from FSPassengers. The files that it's using are actually from the XATC chatter for X-Plane. Also FSATC chatter. So it's got like air chatter from all around the world, just like generic type of chatter. And so I take those files and I copy them, and they have to be converted to a WAV file, and then I can use them in here just to add a little bit more to the simulator. And I've done stuff like that with Flight Sim 4 and 5 and 98 and stuff. So doing things with those old simulators that I didn't do back then, and that wasn't easily able to be done back then either. Okay, so according to the Flight Sim Passengers, FSPassengers, our passenger satisfaction is 100%. Crew is serving drinks. They're 22% of the way through. Alcohol makes passengers joyful. So we got a plus 1% for that. And fed passengers are satisfied plus 2%.
China 423, maintaining flight level 340, position Luma with you.
China 423, control, good morning, radar contact report.
I think we're about 150 miles out, so they should be bringing us in here soon. The funny thing with airliners is I didn't really start trying to fly them until a couple of years ago, because airliners and me never really got along very well. I tried flying them back in Flight Sim 5 and Flight Sim 98, and I could never seem to get them off the ground. Of course, back then I didn't realize, that if you fill it up all the way with fuel, it kind of makes it a little heavy to take off with. And plus using flaps to take off helps. But it was like a couple of years ago, or so, 2 or 3 years ago, that I decided that I wanted to try to do better with airline flights, because I know there's a lot of folks out there that like to see the airline flights. General aviation is my bread and butter. I like general aviation just because, you know, it goes all the way back to the old flight simulator where it was a Cessna on the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it was I think it was a Piper Archer Cherokee, I think, on the Commodore 64. I think. I'd have to look it up. The Amiga version, ironically, was actually a Cessna. And so, because I've flown so many general aviation, there are times where I was trying to land an airliner like I would land a Cessna. Not quite the same thing. That makes sense. That makes sense, Shot. That was the one thing that kind of the one thing that excited me when I got the Amiga version was that I could raise the landing gear. See, that's another disappointing thing between the Amiga and the Flight Simulator 3 and 4. Okay, well, let's skip out 3. 3 just had PC sounds. It had the blah, 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 blah. So the Amiga was definitely better than that version. But Flight Simulator 4, there was the sound and graphics update, and it added like the engine sound from the Amiga version, but then it added a whole bunch of other sounds, like for the landing gear and all that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign as we are currently experiencing some turbulence. Please fasten your seatbelt.
We are? Well, I guess we are rocking back and forth a little bit. So here's the end of the flight path, but that is not the actual airport, but it's close. So like I said, this could be a very interesting landing because it's an airport that I had to add in to FS9, and there's no information in regards to an ILS or anything, so we have to actually visually, manually land this bird. So for those of you who are my longtime viewers, yeah. You know we have an exciting time here in front of us.
Channel 910, contact control 126.1.
126.1, channel 910.
Yeah, A320, that was a different simulator. I didn't have that. I'd say the major programs that I had when the Amiga came out, and I still have them, is Deluxe Paint and Deluxe Music Construction Set. I had Flight Simulator. I had Lemmings. I had Defender of the Crown. I had almost all of the Cinemaware games that came out. A good portion of the Psygnosis games. When Dragon's Lair and Space Ace came out, I was kind of excited, and then I was disappointed. It came out on like 10 floppy disks or something crazy like that. You're constantly swapping floppy disks, and it didn't even have the full scene. Heck, I remember that I got some type of add-on that would allow me to add 3 additional floppy disks, so that way I could put 1 disk in, 2 put them all in, so that way I didn't have to swap them all. But, at least I could play Dragon's Lair on my computer as well as Space Ace. Those were the classic Don Bluth Laserdisc games back then.
World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy, descend and maintain flight level 260.
There we are.
Descend and maintain flight level 260. World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy.
260. Let's go ahead and slow her down. We'll slow it down to about 240.
924 Heavy, please expedite your descent to flight level 260. 363.
Okay, 9% of passengers have a fear right now.
Descend and maintain flight level 200-363.
Because we're making our descent, so they're a little afraid, it seems. Oh yeah, I've got shaders on FS9 also.
Qatar 8264 Heavy, flight level 370, estimating CDOT 1112.
Identified, Qatar A263.
So our airport is off in this direction. I'm like pointing, but that's not going to help you. That's in this direction over here. I don't even know what the altitude is of this. Hold on, I can look at Navigraph. That might give me a clue. Let's see. The airport that I did set on here was at Jakarta. Oh, elevation 84 feet, so...
8901, climb and maintain
That's
flight level
something.
280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, 8901.
So we got some more fun stuff that's going to be planned with FS9. I've got this brand new copy here of something that's being keyed out of a PMDG 747-400 for FS9. And what else do we have here? That's for Flight Simulator 2000. I also have for FS9 the 737 Pilot in Command, which, fun fact, the level D, the people that did the pilot in command,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are descending to our destination. Please fasten your
went to
seatbelts and make
level
sure
D.
all portable electronic devices are securely stowed so that we may secure the cabin for arrival.
363, descend and maintain 14,000. Descend and maintain 14,000. 363. 771, turn right heading 245, proceed on course, descend and maintain flight level 260702, turn right heading 310, climb and maintain flight level 2.
I've done streams of other stuff on the channel too, so American, European Truck Simulator, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I've got Farming Simulator, Cooking Simulator, which Cooking Simulator is a fan favorite on my channel. I know I've been asked to get some more episodes out on that. Minecraft is another thing. That might be Jakarta. No, that's not Jakarta. I thought this was Jakarta right here. It's actually over in this direction.
363, you are 57 miles east. Turn left heading 245. Expect ILS, runway 7, right, approach 632.
Yeah, I am not the greatest when it comes to flying Airbuses.
70 degrees to that right. Runway 7, right.
30 degrees to the right, Gopher 200.
You are 69er miles southeast. Turn right heading 335. Descend and maintain flight level 260. Expect vectors ILS, runway 17. Approach 69er 1. You are 104 miles east. Turn left heading 250. Expect vectors ILS, runway 7. Right. Approach. Will travel Oscar Hotel Niner 24 Heavy. Turn right heading 335. Descend and maintain 14,000. Turn right heading 335. Descend and maintain 14,000. Expect vectors ILS runway 17. Approach. World Travel Oscar Hotel Niner 24 Heavy.
Okay, so some reason the I've got this set for 335, but it doesn't appear to be changing. Let's try it now.
Will travel Oscar Hotel Niner 24 Heavy. Please expedite your descent to 14,000.
Well, let's at least get this part down. It's not letting me change. It's not letting me change my heading. What's up with that? Oh no.
Will travel Oscar Hotel Niner 24 Heavy. Please expedite your descent to 14,000.
All right. Well, we're gonna manually turn to heading 335, I guess. How are the injuries from the dog attack? They're healing up a little bit. Oh my, this is not changing. Oh, I'm trying to turn. It's not letting me turn. This is not good. What's up with this? This is not helping. We seem to be having a problem here.
Will travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy. Please expedite your turn to heading 335.
I would like to, but it's not letting me. I just tried to turn. Alright, we'll just turn the autopilot off, apparently. Yeah, so I had bumped my elbow and part of my scab came off, so my wife had to wrap it up.
Leaving 13,000 for flight level 180.
There it goes. Now it's moving.
Request the right to Tomei. Continue flight level 400 and request the right to Tomei, 191.
Standby.
Let's see. Let's see if it works now.
Will travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy. Please expedite your turn to heading 335.
Emirates 9915, ready to check Hajiri.
Loud and clear.
Come on.
Hey, fly low. Good to see ya. That's right. We're doing it manually. Yeah, I'm slowly recovering. I don't know how long it's going to take for that bite mark to be removed, the one that's shaped like an incisor, but it's a crater on my hand, I can tell you that. Okay, good. I have the autopilot on. I think I know what my problem was, is I was engaging the wrong autopilot. There's like 3 of them. The pilot, co-pilot, and then I guess something in the center. Because you can set this up for auto land. We'll try that.
Transition altitude, Captain.
We'll try that some other time because
363. Descend and maintain 4,400.
Descend and maintain 4,400. 363.
yeah, I did a video. I did a Shep Rambles video in regards to the dog attack as well. I used a combination of stuff that I found online in regards to a husky basically screaming and a werewolf attack that will give you kind of an idea of what it felt like at the time. The dog attacked my dog and I was trying to do everything I could to get that dog off of mine. And my dog is a sweetheart. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body anywhere. And this thing was an English bulldog. It was tan, it was short, and it was a piece of crap. But anyway.
Turn right, heading 275.
I keep having to look at my air traffic control to see if they're telling me something. Alright, let's turn on the landing lights. And there's a variety of stuff over on my YouTube channel. It's not just games. And there's going to be a lot more non-gaming stuff that's going to be coming.
Cafe 251, flight level 340.
Hit 251 control, good morning. Radar contact, report Abesa.
125.4577.
We got some interesting things coming.
Travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy, please expedite your descent to 14,000.
I guess this was not good enough for them.
Jakarta Center 380 is climbing through 8,500 for 10,000. 125.45, 380.
Antenna 827, flight level 380.
Travel Oscar Hotel 924
Решение
Heavy,
to identify the repeater, not airport level 30, next report KILR Delta.
Report Kilo Delta, antenna 827.
Inessa, hey, good to see ya. You're just in time. We're on our descent. So the airport is out there somewhere. We don't have an ILS to guide us. All we have is ATC to tell us where it's at. So you know we're going to be manually landing this 767. So we're in for some good times. Yeah, you know all those other flight simulator channels, you know, where they have these really professional looking takeoffs and landings. They're very inspirational, right? Then there's me. My videos inspire people to do better. And if I just happen to have a great landing, it's a party. We have a party, you know.
Stand by, Alpha Traffic 320, Hotel 458, take my contact with me.
Jakarta Center, Northern 1056, climbing through 8,400 for 13,000. Indonesia 4056, Jakarta Center, Roger, altimeter 2988. Will travel Oscar Hotel 924 Heavy, turn right heading 335, descend and maintain 6,000. Turn right heading 335, descend and maintain 6,000. World Travel Oscar Hotel 924.
All right, we're going down to 6,000 now. And aren't we at 335? I got it set for 335.
ADF.
That's me. That's me hitting the D key so that way I can, you know, the cheat key so I can get the compass thing, you know, match.
Indonesia 4056, climb and maintain flight level 250.
I think this is Jakarta right here. One of these. We'll have to drop flaps here soon. I have to get my speed down before I drop flaps because if I drop them too early, they rip off the plane. At least, it was funny. I was practicing with FSPassengers and doing a takeoff, and I forgot to bring the flaps up, and you can hear this. And the co-pilot's like, "Captain, we just lost our flaps." I'm like, "Oh damn."
Contact Jakarta approach on 119.75.
Pizza on standby in case of good landing. Yeah! I say yeah, but I've been in the process of losing weight. I've lost almost 20 pounds since June.
Descending below 10,000 feet.
Oh.
Going to 119.75, World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy.
Okay, it looks like we're on approach.
986, contact control, 126, decimal 1, goodbye.
Which means I've got to change something over here so we can start hearing approach stuff.
Flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200. Indonesia 340, heavy. Jakarta approach, World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, is out of 8,700 for 6,000.
World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, Jakarta approach, roger, current altimeter 2988. World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, turn right, heading 340, descend and maintain 6,000. World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, short 11 miles northeast, turn left, heading 205, descend and maintain 2,100, cleared ILS, runway 17, approach, maintain 2,100 until established on the localizer. Contact tower on 118.2.
205, holy crap.
Turn left, heading 205, descend and maintain 2,100, cleared ILS, runway 17, approach, maintain 2,100 until established. Tower on 118.2, World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy.
Alright, this is where it gets interesting, folks. I need to slow us down big time. Come on.
United 828, contact heading 310.
Slow down.
Left turn 310, United 828.
Tower, Indonesia 5448, heavy at runway 7, right, ready for takeoff, IFR to Maputo. Indonesia 5448, heavy, hold short, runway 7, right, traffic is Douglas, DC-10, on the runway. Hold short, runway 7, right, Indonesia 5448, heavy. Tower, World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, is 11 miles north, inbound ILS, runway 17, approach.
World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, tower, fly straight in, runway 17, altimeter 298 feet.
17.
Make straight in, runway 17. World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy. Indonesia 5448, heavy.
Indonesia?
Position and hold, Indonesia 5448.
Yeah, I know we're flying in really fast. Don't worry, we're going to be slowing down here soon. I'm trying to get us down to 2,200.
OS 2110 Delta Bravo, short Fox 5.
Blue 110, Tower, short Fox 5.
Bravo, short Fox 5, level 110.
World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy, cleared to land, runway 17.
Indonesia 2072, heavy. Contact Jakarta departure on 125.45. Cleared to land, runway 17. World Travel, Oscar, Hotel, 924, heavy.
125.45.
2,500.
2072, heavy.
I have no idea where the airport's at.
Heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 7, right.
Is that it?
Cleared for takeoff, runway 7, right.
That might be it over there.
448, heavy.
Yes, we are zooming. We're about ready to slow down quite a bit, though.
Alcapang heavy trust
363, Jakarta Tower. Make straight in, runway 7 right, altimeter 2988. Make straight in, runway 7 right, 363.
Jakarta Tower. Indonesia 2228, ready for IFR departure, runway 7 right.
Kilo Papa, report landing.
5448 heavy. Contact Jakarta departure on 125.45. Indonesia 2228, taxi.
The ATC doesn't really give you the greatest of guidance. And remember, we have no ILS, so I'm having to visually land this thing. Okay, we're beginning to get slowed down here. Let's see if I can drop one thing of flaps.
Flaps 1.
Indonesia 2228, cleared for takeoff, runway 7 right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 7 right. Indonesia 2228.
RGP.
363, cleared to land, runway 7 right. Cleared to land, runway 7 right, 363.
That's it. That's it right there. Nine 9% of the passengers are in fear right now. They're frightened by turbulence. Hey, you know, we're in a 767. We're going to do a circuit around the airport. Why can I not turn here? What's going on?
Indonesia 2228, contact Jakarta departure on 125.
Okay, for some reason this thing was
125.45. Indonesia 2228.
doing its own thing, so autopilot turned off.
Follow the Cebu 321 cross runway 31. Follow the Cebu 321 cross runway 31, correct 781.
Flaps 5.
Eh, well, you know me. I tend to fly like I'm in a Cessna. Well, we know where our airport is at.
Flaps 15.
Of course, we're going up, not down. I want to go down.
Flaps 20.
Ooh. I need to turn the auto throttle off. That's one of the things that I tend to forget. When I land, the auto throttle is on and it doesn't slow down. I have to, for obvious reasons, so I have to stop going up.
Exit runway when able.
Flaps 25. Gear down.
Stall. We're stalling. Do something.
What?
363, turn next taxiway.
Sink rate.
363, contact
Stall.
ground on
Stall.
121.6.
Sink rate.
Uh-oh.
121.6.
Passenger satisfaction just went to 62%.
Flaps 20.
Whee! I told you, this is going to be a fun landing. Yep, I did. All right, passenger satisfaction's going back up. Fear is going down.
Tower, Indonesia 8078 heavy at runway 7 right, ready for takeoff. IFR to Indonesia 8078 heavy cleared for takeoff. Runway 7 right. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 7 right. Indonesia 8078 heavy.
All right, where's the airport? What'd I do? Did I lose the airport? No, I don't think that's it. There it is.
Manila 105, contact departure 124.2.
Laps 20. Laps 25.
Now see, most pilots will probably go around at this point. We don't.
2,500.
We try not to do that here.
Straight in, runway 7 right, altimeter 2988, Indonesia 8078 heavy, contact Jakarta, departure on 125.45.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please remain seated until we have stopped.
Fly straight in, runway 7 right, 6901.
Come on.
1,000. Easy, easy. Your descent rate's way too high. Take it easy on the stick. Look at the descent rate. Approaching minimum 400. Take it easy on the stick. Look at the descent rate.
Trust me.
200. Take it easy on the stick. Look at the descent rate. 100.
Come on. Come on. Down. Down.
50. 40. 30. 10.
Come on.
Manila 101, wind 34 knots, minor, runway 34.
10.
Clear for takeoff.
Reverse thrust set. 80 knots. 60 knots.
World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 heavy, exit runway when able.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has
Woohoo!
come to a complete stop.
Blue 110 Delta to hold short box 5.
Blue 110 Tower, hold short box 5.
Hold short box 5, Blue 110.
World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 heavy. Exit runway when able. World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 heavy. Contact ground on 121.6.
Going to 121.6. World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 heavy. 6901 cleared to land. Runway 7 right.
Let's see.
Cleared to land. Runway 7 right. 6901. Ground. World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 heavy. Request taxi to the gate.
Airspeed.
Oscar Hotel 924 heavy. Taxi to gate 3. Using taxiway Juliet Alpha. Taxiing to gate 3 using taxiway Juliet Alpha. World Travel Oscar Hotel 924 heavy.
PN72 contact ground 1295.
121.905, PN72.
That co-pilot, he's like, look at our descent rate, look at our descent rate, you're going in too fast. Hey, that's what Luke Skywalker said, they're coming in too fast.
Ohio ございます。ベトナム301 ground, runway 34 left, QNA 29990. Taxi to holding point, your whiskey 6 Alpha.
Yep, so this is a custom content airport that was actually closed and no longer exists. See, wasn't it worth it to see that landing? I told you, whenever we land, it's like a celebration. Especially if it's a good landing. Eh? Kemayoran International Airport.
Via 900 ground, continue via Golf, Papa 1 gateway.
Continue Golf, Papa 1 gateway, Vanilla 900.
We'll just park right here in front of the airport. Because we can. We're not even in here straight. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. On behalf of the captain and crew, we thank you for flying with us and hope you will join us again. Ladies and gentlemen, the door is open. Please make your way to the exit and please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
Get your ass out. They have to jump out. They have to jump out. Selamat datang ke Jakarta. Let's get some music going here for them.
933, contact ground 1295.
1295, please have vision 933.
Whoops. Trying to turn off batteries and stuff here. As they all disembark. Aha! I turned the plane off, so sounds like all the music stopped. That's why I like FS9. FS9 was it was done really well. Let's get ground request, power connection.
Go ahead, Captain.
Please connect external power.
Roger. External power connected.
Try to get that music going again.
Captain, that's not going to work until we enable the master avionics switch.
Oh well. Well, guess you're not getting any music as you get out of the plane. Captain, that's not going to work. Damn it, this is my aircraft. It's going to work if I say it's going to work. I'm waiting for all of them to disembark so that way we can get an actual report. And then we'll do an instant replay. You know, the thing that you can't do on Flight Sim 2020. And we'll take a look and see what the landing looks like. It's like, no, it's not Flight Sim 2020, but I don't know. I think it's still fun and enjoyable. And it's smooth. And our flaps are still... Oh, wait a minute. Our spoilers are... Apparently our spoilers are still up. I can't seem to... Okay, now it works. Gee, where were those spoilers when I was trying to land? And now they're down. And onboarding complete. Select in-flight and FSPassengers menu. Okay, so this is the little thing that I was talking about. This is the FSPassengers mini report. So let's go ahead and click on end flight right there. End of flight report. Let's see, the flight Departure at 05:35, arrival at 9:37, so it was, well, it was more than that. Let's see, descent time took 31 minutes. Cruise time 4 hours and 41 minutes. I believe it was a lot longer than that. Oh yeah, here it is. Flight time 6 hours and 3 minutes. It's a 6-hour flight. We made $6,475,000, 221. Overall flight. All right. Well, pilot bonus. Look at this. I lost more points than gained. Perfect flight, no problems, and very satisfied passengers. You landed at the scheduled airport. Long flight without using time acceleration, without any problems, and with satisfied passengers. Extreme weather conditions during approach, but a safe landing and satisfied passengers. Here's the penalties. Using reverse thrust under 60 knots is prohibited and dangerous. Well, I didn't want to run off the runway, so whatever. It could damage the engine. All aircraft are prohibited to exceed 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Your speed was 58 knots above this limit. Our company received a fine of $642. That's okay, my co-pilot will pay for it. Stalling an aircraft full of passengers is not a good idea. Okay, so that flight was recorded. Let's go into instant replay. Oh, how far back do we need to go here? 5. Let's try 6 minutes. Let's see if that's enough. Let's see. 6 times 6 is 360. Yeah, is that right? That's not right. I don't know. No, I think it might be right.
Unhook all external devices before leaving the gate.
You left the gate with the ground line hooked up. Disconnect. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this again. Let's see. 10. Let's try 600. Close. Getting closer. 720.
Positive rate of
There we go. Here, I'm going to make my head disappear here so you can get a full picture. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. We have now started our
Laps
descent
30.
into our destination.
You can go down anytime now. Oh, see, I put the spoilers down. That seems to be another trouble that I have when flying airliners is it seems to hover over the runway, and I've got to kind of like nose it down to get it to go down. All in all, there goes our flaps. All in all, that wasn't too bad. We'll head back here. And if I do this, we can go ahead and we'll go into slew mode, and we'll just take a look at... Whoa. We'll take a look at the custom scenery that was done with this airport. Okay, well, that's the 2D thing. That's not quite what I was wanting to do. Ah. Okay, well, dang it. I didn't want that. Shoot, we had the full screen. Now we don't. Because I hit something wrong. Maybe global on. Maybe I need to turn that off. There we go. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. We're taking a look at the airport. Just taking a look at the work that was done here. And once this goes on YouTube, the link, the name of the artist that did this, and the link to the scenery will be in the description field. This looks like billboards over here. Let's go check out these billboards. Yeah, the approach was too fast. Aha, here we go. We were having an interesting time trying to get the aircraft to not stall, and well, it did, but recovering it. Elementary, my dear Watson, it's BOAC. So we got the route of the Magic Carpet, Air India. London, Rangoon, Sydney, Qantas. This was brought to you by Marlboro. Garuda. Visit Bali. Traffic doesn't move, but use your imagination. Yeah, so this is not payware scenery. This is custom content. Oh, we got some more billboards over here. Or is that the ones that I just saw? Those are the ones I just... No, they're not. These are different. Hold on. We must see these billboards. See if they're anything different. Nope. Looks like they're the same. Yep, they're the same. We'll come over here. I remember seeing Shell on these water towers or fuel towers when we were coming in. So, yep, this flight was brought to you by Shell Gas and Marlboro cigarettes, because put the two together and you can have an explosive fun time. Unfortunately, there's supposed to be, there should be traffic that comes in and out of the airport, but that doesn't appear to be working. We got some more stuff over here. There's Garuda right down here.
Incredible.
And Complete Freedom is raiding us. Freedom! Freedom for everyone to join us. So here you go. This is the custom airport that we landed at. We got a raid going on.